Hey guys, Saturn here, and welcome to the first non-Pokemon Masters scripted, well not scripted, but talk video of the year. And I am very happy to talk about the Pokémon Presents. I have very mixed feelings on what was shared yesterday afternoon. And I think it's very obvious just by this one slide that you can see what I'm most excited for. And this is my Pokedirect review for 2021, which is fun. I've been waiting to do this one since the very first one. Why 2021 specifically? Well, not really, it's just the game that's announced. So let's start off. I'm not going to talk about new Pokemon Snap. I know I usually talk about the side games that are talked about, but no. New Pokemon Snap, it's just a new trailer, it's not a new game. We got the trailer for it back in the first ever Pokemon Presents. It's fine, I don't know if I'm going to get it, but let's move on to the main series game, and to the remake of the main series game. Starting off with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The biggest disappointment in the franchise for me. I have been waiting since 2017 for Diamond Pearl Remix. I've been so excited. I wanted to see what they were going to do with the redesigns, what would happen with the new Pokemon, how it would look when the Sword and Shield started, the wild area. This is what it looks like. A lot of people have been comparing it to MySings on the Wii, and yeah. This is ridiculous. I've just basically said it's Pokemon Rumble Sinnoh, because that's what it looks like to me. But this just looks bad. Like, there's a difference between being faithful and being a remaster. This isn't a remake. I guess, okay, it's a remake in the sense that it's been built from the ground up, but it's not a remake. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, that's a faithful remake. It introduces new features, it keeps with the X and Y art style, it just keeps everything that's good about the originals and adds on top of it. This does not do that. Now, I don't have any of the battle scenes here because I just don't want to talk about this game very much, but they look worse than Let's Go. These games look worse than Let's Go, and I never thought anything could look worse than Let's Go. But now, looking at Let's Go is like looking at heaven. It's like, oh my god, these are the most graphically powerful Pokemon games. No, Let's Go, Troy, it's completely awful. But you know, these are worse. These are so much worse. And I'm so upset, because I've been looking forward to these games for years. But whatever. OREBURGH City, this is what it looks like. This is going into the mine. If you go north of there, you'll find the gym. Not that there's any point when you could just play Platinum on the DS cheaper. I know, I'll stop complaining one day. Snowpoint City. This is the same. I don't know what to say. It just looks the same. They've used a new font, and Barry's hair glows, and I don't like. What is there to say? That's my problem here. I'm recording a video. I like to talk about everything I see. The graphical style to me, I don't like it. The fact that it's on the Switch and it just looks like a HD Sinnoh. Like, when I say HD Sinnoh, I don't mean like Sword and Shield Sinnoh. That's what I would like to see. What I'm getting is Diamond and Pearl if they were made in the exact same way, but use the Switch's hardware. And that's exactly what this is. And it's so upsetting. Like, look at this, they can't even make doors, and I'm not just saying that because obviously Barry's just opened the door, but like, there's no doors. And that's just not, that's not how it was in Sinnoh, I don't think. But it just looks like, it's pretty, but it would be so, like, it's pretty in the sense that like, the graphics themselves are nice. It's the chibi art style that I just don't like. It's just, it's too familiar, almost. Like, do you remember with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire how they took Morville City and turned it into a big city like Lumiose or Castelia City? They didn't do that with this, they're not going to do anything. Let me tell you something, I doubt there's going to be the Battle Frontier. Severely doubt there's going to be the Battle Frontier. I doubt the battle against Cyrus and against Cynthia are going to be as impactful as they were at Diamond and Pearl, because with the DS, it's excusable. Because it's a DS, it's not a Switch. With a Switch, and it looks like this, like, nah. I know someone's going to say, but Link's Awakening. This is a failed attempt at what Link's Awakening does, and Link's Awakening also has the benefit of being a Game Boy game, and, you know, the series, for the Legend of Zelda series, has done remakes, but they're not in the same way that Pokemon does remakes, which are complete, not reimaginings, but they have these new features, they're everything new. And I know you're going to say, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were 1-to-1, Let's Go were 1-to-1, or else weren't. And that's what disappoints me, we've gone backwards for the franchise. And I see so many people being like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted from a remake, but like, just go play the DS games. Anyway, here's the Dialga Palkia statue. It looks pretty awful. Not gonna lie, it looks like a manga one. But other than that, it just doesn't look the best. This is either the Underground or OREBURGH. Mine, I can't tell, and I can't be bothered to go check. So this is something, I guess. I mean, at least we do know the Underground and like online connections are going to be nice. They're going to be there. The lighting looks nice. Shame that the lighting isn't reflected on like Dawn or Lucas or any of the characters or anything, really. Now let's talk about what you really want to hear about. The actual main series games, because they're being developed by Game Freak. But before we do that, I'm not mad at Game Freak for this, of course I'm not. This is nothing to do with Game Freak. The only person from Game Freak that we can confirmedly say is working on these titles is Mr. Masuda. And, Mr. Masuda, what were you thinking when you said, this is a great art style for Sinnoh? Weren't you the director of the original Sinnoh games? And I get that. You were also the director of X and Y, of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which both had massively, they were, like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you were the only director. They had a much better art style than this. I would have rather Let's Go Sinnoh, which I was saying on Twitter yesterday, wouldn't suit the Sinnoh series. It would suit it a lot better than this. A lot better than this. Ilka, I don't want you to ever touch a Pokemon game again. Especially not if you're going to do Black and White like this. No way. No way am I letting that happen. Because Black and White are too good. And Sinnoh's too good for this. Moving on. The good stuff. Game Freak have turned it around. This is the biggest step up in the franchise. I've seen a couple complaints, frame rate complaints, not many Pokemon complaints. This game is not even scheduled to come out this year, so just be patient with that. Just be patient, because I said on Twitter that Sword and Shield most likely started out as 3DS games, and I stand by that. And so I think if this is the first true, with effort put in, main series Pokemon game on the Switch, developed for the Switch, and this is the quality it's had, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Let's start off with talking about the starters. So first of all, this is a bit interesting, isn't it? We've got the Fire-type Pokemon Cyndaquil, the Grass-type Pokemon Rowlet, and the Water-type Pokemon Oshawott. From 3 different generations. Cyndaquil's Gen 2, so in the Johto games, so the Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You know, Gen 7 with Rowlet, Sun, Moon, Ultra Moon, and Oshawott, Black, White 2. So I've used Oshawott, the other 2 I didn't use in my playthroughs. I think, actually no, that's not true, I used the Cyndaquil in my Crystal playthrough. But Rowlet I haven't used, and I just can't decide between Rowlet and Oshawott at the moment. So I guess that's something for me to work out. Also, look in the back. There seems to be like the mayor of this village. He has the Team Galactic logo. 2 Team Galactic flags. Whether it's Cyrus' ancestor, or maybe it's not just Dawn and Lucas who travelled back in time, if that is what's happened. Maybe this is something to do with Saturn, not me, the character. But you know, could be interesting. The Breath of the Wild moment. Now, this isn't the only Breath of the Wild moment, I know. I think the other one is just on that hill that we see literally to the right. It looks beautiful. This game looks so beautiful. And even though it may not look the best now, just give it some time and it's just going to look fantastic. Like, I saw this when the first leads came out. I saw this, and at first I was just like, I'm not sure. But then I saw this again, and I was just like, this is exactly what I want for the series. This is all I want. And they have done it well. Mount Coronet looks fantastic. It doesn't have the snowy peak yet, but it will be interesting to see how we can traverse up there, because normally we go inside and all around it, like, you know, because it's a cave, it's a dungeon. But we know, not from the trailer, but from a leak, so spoilers, if you don't want to hear this, just skip 5-10 seconds ahead. There is going to be climbing and gliding and riding Pokemon, like in Let's Go. It's effectively going to be Pokemon Breath of the Wild. And I'm okay with that. I love Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is my favourite game of all time. And this seems to just be Pokemon Breath of the Wild with a dash of Okami. And you know, that's all I could really ask for a Pokemon game. Next up is the village, which I have called Eterna Village, because according to like where it makes most sense to be, it makes most sense to be in what becomes Eterna City. And so this village just looks so pretty. It just does. Bear in mind, this kind of size is the same kind of size Wyndham had in Sword and Shield, and they're calling it a village. So I'm looking forward to the next games like this where we see a city, if we don't see a city in this one. We don't know yet. I don't know what the purple and green housing roofs mean, but I guess we'll find out. And then Dawn and Turtwig. I've called her Dawn for now because we don't know the name. I'm fairly sure it is Dawn and Lucas, but we'll see, I guess. Obviously there's Turtwig in the background. He's not the starter Pokemon this time, but obviously this is a Sinnoh game, so there's going to be the Sinnoh starters somewhere. And his Lucas and BIDOOF. Here you can very clearly see Lucas has something to do with Team Galactic. Very, very clearly. And I know some people are probably going to be like, but that's not the Team Galactic logo, it looks different. But actually, if you look at it really closely, and I'll show this a bit later, it's practically identical with a few spots, like a few different spots. But I'm sure we'll learn more about that in the games. And also, the website domain, galactic.pokemon.com, has something to do with this. I'm not sure what yet. And here we see Lucas throwing a Pokeball at Chimchar. If you don't know, the way the game works is you don't have to battle wild Pokemon anymore, you can just throw the Pokeball. And I think that's so incredible. I think it's really impressive that they've actually listened to fan feedback. And it actually reminds me, like, instead of fighting like in Breath of the Wild, you have your enemies, your Bokoblins, your Moblins. You don't have to fight them, you could just shoot them with an arrow. And that's effectively kind of what you're doing here. And actually, the most similar thing it is to is Pixelmon. Remember when that got shut down? I wonder if that had anything to do with, because this was entering development. Because this definitely includes elements from Pixelmon. Maybe not intentionally, but you know, something to think about. But you can obviously still battle wild Pokemon. And doesn't the battle scene look incredible? Now, the animations have been fixed, or are being fixed. They go up to the Pokemon and they do their move. But also, this is just nice. Also, notice something, think about something. There's no like super effective or not very effective tag, which, while I find that useful, I won't lie, I'm okay with it being removed. We didn't have it in Gen 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We just have to go back to remembering time matchups. But here we see Glade and Garchomp, and they look incredible. Much better than they do in Sword and Shield. And also, Dawn's just off to the side. Like, it feels a lot more normal. Like, I don't know. You can't actually see Garchomp's level, interestingly enough. but we can see Glade is level 70, and there's still the 6 Pokemon limit. I was a bit unsure, like, is it just going to be we have 1 Pokemon on us? We have all of our Pokemon on us? There's still 6 Pokemon limit, as we can see there. We haven't seen anything like with the 4, like, run, fight, bag, Pokemon, not in that order of course, but we haven't seen that yet. But also, that, like, brush stroke, those brush stroke things, oh, that just looks so good. This game looks so good. And here's a beach with Piplup. Is this game like supposed to be like a painting art style? Because that grass kind of makes me think it is. Which would be really awesome, but they Okami flashbacks. And Piplup just looks really nice. It's nice to see the Sinnoh starters on the Switch. We haven't actually done that yet, other than in the dreaded remasters. And here are our protagonists. Lucas, in inverted commas, or speech marks, we call them here in the UK, and Dawn, in speech marks. They have these old wooden Pokeballs that are steam powered, which I think is a really awesome idea. I love that idea. And this logo on the front, which I assume has something to do with what I'd call Eterna Village. So surprisingly enough, it actually does kind of look like the Eterna City Gym Village. Look. And like, also the flower pattern, grass types. All I'm saying, and they seem to have like kind of mixed Victor's footwear from Sword and Shield with Gloria's coat or something to create the footwear design. I have no idea what they were thinking there, and I hope character customization is still there. But I'll probably still end up wearing mostly the same stuff because there's a Team Galactic logo on this one, and I like Team Galactic. And let's take a look. Have anything of note? Obviously I've talked about the starters, talked about the fact that we're getting Arceus, you know, Pokemon Legends Arceus, it's such an awesome title. And also, the logo, just the logo, for the first time in the West, changing colours. Very unique. Team Galactic are back, here you see I talked about it. Look at the Team Galactic logo, which is the one from Diamond and Pearl, the official art, on the right. And the screenshot of Lucas with his BIDOOF, but cropped, and on the left. It's obviously the same. It's Team Galactic. Team Galactic are involved. Do I think that Team Galactic Saturn is involved in all this? Oh god, I hope so. If I get a Saturn redesign for these games, then I'll be completely fine with the fact that we don't get one for Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. And they fixed Cyndaquil. One of the biggest complaints when it came to changing things into 3D is that Cyndaquil doesn't have fire coming out of it all the time anymore. And here you go. Here you go. There's nothing really else that I can say other than, my god, I'm so excited for 2022. I'm not getting a Pokemon game this year. I'm currently playing through Pearl. So what are we getting? Shining Pearl. But anyway, here's some photoshopping I did. I photoshopped Lucas and Arceus into the Dawn looking at Mount Coronet scene, and I just thought this was nice enough to use as the background. So how have you all been? What did you all think of the Direct? I would love to know your thoughts, let me know in the comments below. I will, I guess, talk about a couple things. Streaming tonight. If you're watching this on the day it came out, I will be streaming from 8 PM GMT. So in, I don't know, given the time now, it's 3:30 now, so this will probably be at 4:30, so in about 3.5 hours. Yeah, that's about right. So about that kind of time. But the stream will be live, obviously. You'll see it, there'll be a half an hour before I actually start, so that'll be all good. Arceus, like, this game is just incredible. This game is incredible. I will be going back to being called Saturn Arceus for a bit when we're close to the game's release. Because, you know, just for a bit. Because, you know, this game's coming out and I love this design. This game's design. This game just blows me away. It's what I want for the series. It's what I want for the series. And Game Freak, props to you. Because you heard what they were saying, what the fans said, and you just said, give us some time and see what we can actually do. And I'm mad impressed. Ilka, please never touch the Pokemon franchise ever again. And I wonder what the anime is going to do for Legends Arceus. Do you think maybe Dialga will send Ash and Go back in time, and they'll have to do the Legends Arceus adventure or something, or will they just skip to Generation 9? I would just like to say, it has been confirmed by Eclipse that this is not Generation 9. These are Generation 8 titles in this style of Generation 9. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I wonder if they'll have the whole National Dex. Like, we know there's going to be Pokemon post-Gen 4, unlike in the Sinnoh remix, because we've seen Rowlet and Oshawott. But who knows how far that'll go. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope you're all enjoying Pokemon Day and the Pokemon Masters anniversary. If you log on today, you get 3,000 gems. But for now, I'll see you all later. Au revoir.